Shalom, Yasharala.
Shalom.
It's Great Millstone, New Orleans, coming back at y'all with another lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom.
So today we're just going to go into how, damnable heresies confirm the elect. All right. Now, normally we go into how these false prophets, these false doctrines, they expose who the wicked are. They expose who's using the ministry to make merchandise out of our people. But the scriptures also tell us that damnable heresies prove who the elect is as well. All right. It's one thing to identify who's off, but who has the truth. All right. You have a lot of people that talk about false prophets, but never talk about the real prophets. False prophets prove who the real prophets are. We're gonna get into scriptures. You should get that Corinthians.
This is the 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 19. It says, "For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you."
Right. There must be heresies among you to prove. Read that again.
1 Corinthians 11 and 19, it says, "For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you."
Right, that they which are approved, which is the elect, may be made manifest among you. All right, and manifest, when you manifest something, that means you make it clear, you make it known in front of everybody. So damnable heresies, they're used as a sifting agent, a tool to weed out who's right, who's here for the right intention, who's here for the right intentions, and who's off. Now this is you say something?
Oh no. Yeah.
This is that same precept in the NLT. It's 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. It says, but of course, there must be divisions among you, so that those of you who have the Most High's approval will be recognized. So the Most High actually uses false doctrine to sift out who's not right, but also to highlight who's on point, who's actually reading the scriptures, like the Bereans, who's a mindless zombie just hanging around, following whatever, going with the crowd, or who's actually diligent and seeking out Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in sincerity and in truth. You gonna say something?
I got a precept for you. I was about to grab real quick. This is the book of I think it's 1 John. Yeah, 1 John 4 and 1. It says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because many false prophets are going out into the world." All right, and just like the brother was going into, pretty much, these these heresies, these false teachings, and these false prophets is part of the story, because there has to, once they're out and you hear the how off they're off in the spirit, it points directly unto who's right. Pretty much,
Yeah, one thing about a false doctrine, if you notice all of these different camps, these Hebrew Israelite camps, they all have a measure of truth. All right. They're all telling you that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the real 12 tribes of Israel, which is true. All right, most of them tell you to keep the commandments of the Most High to the best of your ability, which is true. That's like 80% of the truth right there. Who the Israelites are, who the Bible is written for, and the true message of the Bible.
Right.
So these camps have like 80% truth, which is a lot of truth compared to the Christian church, compared to, these other religions. 80% is a lot, but that 20% that's off, it's the difference between life and death.
Right.
If you teach the whole Bible correctly, but then you tell people that the mark of the beast is sin, you could take the chip, it's not that serious. That means all of the truth that you had, all of the truth that you taught, all of the truth that your followers believe is for nothing. They're going to be put to death. So false doctrines, they actually prove who has the 100% truth and who's just in this thing because it's a fad. It's a new trending topic. Well, if you got something?
Oh, no.
Sirach chapter 42. You can read 20. You can start at verse 24.
Sirach 42, 20.
24.
This is Sirach 42, verse 24. It says, "All things are double one against another, and he hath made nothing imperfect."
Right. All things are double one into another. All right. There is no left without right. There is no up without down. There's no cold without hot. All right. Heat is just a measure of the absence of cold, and vice versa. You can't have one without the other. So you can't have false prophets without true prophets. The Lord actually uses lies to expose the truth. And brothers say all the time, starting with our elders, in order to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. And these false a lot of these guys, almost all of them, they learn from the apostles of Great Millstone. All right, Bishop Nathaniel from the IUIC, he learned from Apostle Dahar, way back in the G. Then you had General Yohana, the Sakari, they learned directly from Great Millstone. Your boy, the podcaster, Captain Tazariak, he learned from my elders here in Louisiana. All right, these men learn the truth, and then they learn how to twist it to make money, to go viral. We can make the white people kiss our feet, and then we could have set classes for the sisters. Then we could open up a food drive. It's all madness, man. But again, they have like 85% truth. It pulls people in, and then the Lord uses the lies to make it manifest who's actually serious about him, who's not just following personalities, cult of personalities, and who's actually serious about the ministry, who's serious about the doctrine. Keep going.
Verse 25 says, one thing established the good or another, and who should be filled with beholding his glory?
Yeah, one thing established the good of another. When you watch certain people mangle the scriptures, it's vexing, because you love Yahushua, you love the doctrine, you love the ministry. We actually take this seriously. So when you see people playing games, it's vexing, but it's actually all to the good of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The Lord's using that wickedness. He's using the offness of other camps to manifest who's true. And he started with the apostles, man. You can see with all of the doctrines that's been on YouTube the past 20 years, who was right the whole time. All right, who was right about the RFID technology, who was right about the so-called black woman, who was right about World War III, who was right about all these things, man. It's been made manifest. The Lord actually used all of these other doctrines to anyone who's paying attention can look and see, okay, these men have been saying this since 2007. It's now 2026. Okay, these have to be the men of the Lord.
I got something for you.
You got it.
This is Sirach 18:1. It says, he that liveth forever hath created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governed the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. And, just backing up the brother again, the Lord, he has to make the separation, for the elect's sake. Okay, and that's the, again, that 20% that these other camps don't have, to reel in the entire elect because of these false dealings and teachings, these scams that we are seeing, being played right in front of us,
And the Lord actually uses it as a sifting agent, and it's really for our sake, because if there was only one doctrine, which is the true doctrine, and there were no false doctrines, then that would just gather in everybody.
Right.
It'd just be we be in councils every day. This dude going off, that dude going off. The Lord actually set up false camps to keep, to keep his sanctuary at a small, manageable pitch. Because if it was, like I said, if it was just one doctrine, there'd be like hundreds of thousands of Israelites in one camp, and there'd be no way to sift who was sincere or not. But if you can give me Romans 11. Start at 28. Because at the end of the day, all of these off Israelites, they're going to be in the kingdom. They're going to be in their right mind. There's not going to be a back and forth in the kingdom, because there's not going to need to be. I got it.
Yep, this is Romans 11:28. It says, as concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake.
Right. As concerning the gospel, they are our enemies. All right, right now, when you see people, there's a back and forth between who's telling the truth and who's lying. And ultimately, the truth, we pose a threat to their bottom line. Because at the end of the day, the truth, it cuts into people's profits, man. At the end of the day, they're trying to make money off of the ministry, and we're telling the truth. Like, stop giving these people money to, they're not telling you the truth. These people they want to stay here in America, and they want to make money off of this Hebrew Israelite awakening. They want to become millionaires by lying about the precepts, delaying prophecy, and just being niggas and trying to get their congregations to worship them. So they're our enemies. But in the kingdom, they're actually going to be righteous. They're going to be a lot of brothers' sons, grandsons. They're going to be okay. They're going to be in their right mind. But right now, we're enemies. Let me get this in the NLT. It says, many of the people of Israel are now enemies of the good news, the gospel, and this benefits you Gentiles. Yet, they are still the people he loves, because he chose their ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So they're enemies of the gospel, but they're still Israelites. All right, we don't take it personal. You know, you have in the world, Jay could have a debate, Jay could have an argument, Jay could have a rap battle, Jay could have a heated competition and shake hands at the end of the day. All right, we'll shake hands in the kingdom with you niggas, man. Because really, this is all the Most High's movie. He's very theatrical. He likes to have a back and forth. All right, it tells you in Exodus, the 15th chapter, in the 3rd verse, that he's a man of war. He likes that. He likes to have that variance, because that proves who really loves him.
Con.
You got it?
I got a quick one for you.
Con, you got it?
It's the book of St. Matthew. Was it 10 and 30 or 12 and 30? I believe it's 12. 12 and... Yeah, this is a book of St. Matthew chapter 12 and 30. Red letters, Yahweh Shah speaking. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattered abroad. And backing up that theatrical aspect of the Lord, you know, he sets that clear division, you know, that if you're not with the 100% truth of things, you're basically an enemy. You're not teaching the right things, because if you're not teaching 100% truth, that's what causes, you know, the off message, you know, to Israel, you know, that could disrupt, you know, things in Israel at the end of the day, you know.
And that also proves these reprobates. Sometimes you'll see people on the comment board, how come the camps can't get along? Right. Why y'all keep going at them? Why y'all keep bringing up this camp? Why GMS stay? You know, it proves who's not serious, man.
Right.
If you're in the spirit of all camps coming together, that means you hate the Lord. Right. You're with a man telling another man that it's okay for him to insert a grain of rice in his hand that the scriptures clearly say you're going to get put to death for taking. You're cool with that though, which means what? You don't really care about the Lord. You don't care about the prophecies. You just want another goddamn black power movement. All right, which all of them fail because they're not of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're carnal.
And their mind is still set up on Egypt.
Yeah. All these niggas that want the camps to come together, they don't want Yahweh Shai to come back. Right. They want to build something here. They want to build a Israelite community in Babylon the Great. Yeah. But if you can give me Luke, you got something?
Nah.
You give me Luke 6 and 22.
Luke 6?
Con.
22. This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 6, verse 22. It says, blessed, red letters, Yahweh Shai speaking, blessed are ye when men shall hate you, when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Right.
Why would the Lord say, blessed are you when men shall hate you? According to these people, the Lord is about bringing everybody together. We're supposed to have unity camps. All right. We're supposed to have big Hebrew Israelite families, family gatherings, the husband, the wife, the son, the daughter. We all hug, you know, the uncle. It's just one big happy reunion. All right. This gospel is not a family reunion. All right. The family reunion takes place when the northern and southern kingdom come back together, the 12,000 out of each tribe. All right. The 144,000. That's the real family reunion. This ministry is not about bringing everybody together. It's clearly about division. All right. The Lord said, well, keep reading. It's going to say.
Somebody got lost. 23. St. Luke 6 and 23. It says, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven.
No, your reward is great here.
Your reward is great in heaven.
Come on, keep going.
For in the manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
Right, in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. So these same people coming against us were the same people that came against Jeremiah. You could best believe that a lot of the people that told the Romans to persecute Yahweh Shai, let his blood be upon us, they're here. All right, Yahweh Shai said, even them that pierced him, every eye shall see Yahweh Shai when he comes back. So the people that persecute the prophets, they're persecuting us. And that, what Yahweh Shai is saying is that persecution proves who the men of the Lord are. Read that again.
This is St. Luke chapter 6 and 23. It says, rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
Right. If you're going through the same thing that the prophets of the Bible went through with their family, with their neighborhood, with their community, that means you're those men coming back. So the Lord is actually using dissent. He's using false doctrine, and he's using these off spirits to confirm who he's actually dealing with. All right. The false doctrines don't just point out who's off. It points out, it makes manifest who's the actual man of the Lord. And that's how brothers have to look at it, man. All right, especially when you first come to the truth, you try to tell everybody, your whole family, you got an uncle, he won't quit eating pork. You thinking it's something wrong with me. Maybe I need to change the way I'm saying it.
Right.
It's probably my delivery. Because this truth is so pure and so amazing. You know, that's why it's called the gospel. It's the best news you've ever heard in your life. So when you share it with people, naturally you expect them to accept it just the way you accepted it.
Right.
But they don't.
Yeah.
Because it's not for them. The truth and the division was made to manifest that you're a man of the Lord. It's actually for you. Everything is for the elect's sake. The earth was created for the elect. All right. The gospel is for the elect. And even the 2/3 that come up against the gospel, they're for the elect. Everything is for the elect. Matter of fact, if you can give me I don't even have it written down. All things are good. It's in Romans. You can look for it. I'm gonna continue. Matter of fact, you continue reading that Luke. I'm gonna find it.
Luke. Okay. This is St. Luke chapter 6.
Okay.
And
No, you can keep reading that.
okay. This is St. Luke chapter 6 and 24. It says, "But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation.
Come on, keep going.
Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that shall laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets."
Come on. So if you're loved by this world, all right, the Most High said, you know, those that love this world are at enmity with the Most High. So if the people of the world accept you, if they have nothing but nice things to say about your doctrine, if you're preaching a Hebrew Israelite ministry that the heathen love, all right, that grandma loves, that the black woman loves, you know, oh, I like you guys, you're not like GMS. Woe unto you, man. If everybody who the scriptures cut are okay watching your videos and they just soak it all in, and you're one of the good ones, woe unto you.
Yeah, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. That's the same thing they said about the false prophets, man. Everybody that came up against the men of the Lord, they had a great following because people would rather hear smooth things. If you give me that Romans 8, you can start at 27. But like I was saying earlier, everything is for the elect's sake. Even the 2/3, even the people that persecute the prophets, even the Romans, the Edomites that decapitate the men of the Lord. It's all for the good of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the elect.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 27. It says, "And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh Bashem Yahushai."
Some things?
To them that
Does it
no
say some things?
No, it says all things.
All things.
All things work together for good to them that love Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to them who are called according to his purpose.
Right. All things work to the good of the elect, man. This is a story, all right? It's a rigged game. And ultimately, you know, when you read a really good book or you watch a really good movie, you know, the adversities, the people that come up against the protagonist, the hero of the movie, the people that come up against him, the harder they go, the more difficult things are, the more rewarding the end of the movie is. So all things work to the good of the elect. It's just like if you watch it could be anything. Batman, all right, the harder the Joker goes, that makes the movie better. To this day, people will say, oh, that's the best Batman movie ever. Why? Because Joker he was putting them through it, man.
Right.
You got to choose between this and this. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
That made the movie better. All right. The people that come up against the elect of Israel, they're making the Lord's movie better. That's why the Lord created the perfect devil. When you look at Esau, the stuff he's done the past 3,500 years, like, God damn.
Yeah.
He's a perfect devil. he's the absolute perfect villain to the story.
Yeah, that's when you go to like actors in movies that people actually hate them in real life because they played their roles so fucking perfect. Like it's still a lot of people to this day that I've watched their movies and just how the type of person he was in that movie, I really don't like him. Like I just don't like you as a man now.
Yeah. All of the old Eves in my family, they hate Danny Glover because of that movie Color Purple.
Color Purple. Oh my goodness.
They're like, I can't stand Danny Glover. Like, it's a movie. Yeah, I know, but I can't stand it. Like, yo, that's Esau, man. Now in the kingdom, obviously we're gonna beat the shit out of him, torture him, you know, and then he's gonna be exterminated. But it's nothing personal. You're just the villain of the story of the Lord, man. But the 2/3, as it says in Romans, they're loved of the Father. So right now, you got guys that's going off. In the kingdom, you should be like, man, You remember in Babylon, he was a faggot.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be funny. You know, I mean, y'all aren't gonna laugh. We will. All right, Lord willing, we're up that number.
God.
But you know, it's nothing personal, man. The Lord, He chooses who gets the word and who doesn't. So you can't. That's why it's so important to remain humble and to understand that everything comes from on high. You didn't make yourself understand the scriptures. You didn't make yourself a man of the Lord. It was chosen, and those that don't get it, it was chosen for them not to get it. So you can't really, can't take it personal.
It tells you many are called, few are chosen.
You were chosen.
So there's many people that has once upon a time had this truth and understanding, but again, they fumbled in some type of way, you know, for the right direction to be shown.
Yeah.
You know, everything always points to the truth, man.
Yeah. And no matter what happens, it was all preordained. Matter of fact, keep going on that Romans. You can read 28 again, and then read on down.
This is Romans 8 and 28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, to them who are called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren.
Kind of keep going.
Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified.
Now, that's beautiful. It says, those that he predestinated, he also called. So the men that get called into the ministry were preordained from before the foundation of the earth. Which means what? Those that don't receive it, those that come up against us, those that buck up against the doctrine, they were preordained to destruction. It's all a part of the Lord's movie, and it's all done to make manifest, okay, the Lord is dealing with him, he's not dealing with him. Same thing with Jacob and Esau, all right? The Lord made a play before they were born. Before Esau did anything wrong, it was already chosen, all right, you're gonna be the wicked. And then he did what? He did pure wickedness this whole time on the earth, which made it manifest who the elect are. We know who Jacob is because of the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. So Esau being wicked and putting pure hell on our people, it caused Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter to come to light. And it says what? These shall be for a sign. We know who the Israelites are because of the horrible demonic things that these heathen have done to our people. So the Lord uses evil to make manifest who's righteous.
Yeah, the Thessalonians, the falling away first. You know, we had to fall away from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in order to know who this goddamn devil was.
Yeah.
You know, to know that who runs the earth, who is controlling everything around us.
Yeah.
You know, Esau, Edom.
It tells you in that same 2 Thessalonians that after the wicked gets revealed, the Lord's coming back with the brightness of his coming. He's going to destroy this devil. So we're in a perfect time of prophecy. We're in a time where the Lord is making it manifest who he's dealing with. And when you look at prophecy, right after the Lord makes it manifest who the elect is, he's going to destroy the wicked.
I got something for you.
You got it?
It's this is 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and 73. It says, let me see, I want to start up. Yeah, I'm gonna start up. Jesus. So
like it. Top.
Yes, go read down 70 verses. Jeez. This is 2nd Esdras 16, and I'm gonna just read 71 because it's gonna obviously show a division. 2nd Esdras 16 and 71. It says they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall it be known who are my chosen.
Then shall it be known who are my chosen. So the Lord is going to use Jacob's trouble and mass destruction to make manifest who he was dealing with the whole time. And that's why the elect are so fervent about Jacob's trouble coming. You know, you would think, well, why are these guys so excited about 2/3 getting killed? Why are they so excited about mass death and judgment? Right. Because it's going to be known in that day who the Lord's dealing with.
Yeah.
And we want that to happen, man.
Yes.
You know, I speak as a man, you know, we're not going to be the hopeful elect in that day. We're going to be the elect. We're not going to say, you know, if I'm of that number. When you see a brother take off, he just leap 30 feet in the air, or you start throwing tanks. All right, that's it. You're of the elect. All right. It's not a wonder anymore. That's why it tells you in Romans that, you know, we need hope. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it real quick. Because without hope, you know, if you have something, you have no need to hope for it. But you can read that again, Bible Bishop.
This is 2 Ezra 16 and 73. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. And, you know, again, and the Lord uses JT here, you know, a time of no other, where it's going to be mass chaos, blood, and guts, and fire, and, you know, everything horrible you can imagine. All right, but it's going to be a clear separation of what how the elect are going to be. You know, how they're going to be in the spirit, you know, constantly praying, you know, and being protected, you know, by these angels.
You know what goes good with that is that Isaiah 65, just that where it says, my servant shall eat. But this Romans chapter 8, verse 24, it says, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. So when Yahushua comes back and he puts that spirit on us, even before he comes back, when the Lord gives certain men certain powers to heal, certain powers to destroy Esau's armies, you're going to see that hope is gone now. It's like this is here. Everything we've hoped for, everything we waited on is right here. It's being made manifest. All right. When something is made manifest, that's when the hope dissipates. You have hope is something you look forward to because you can't see it yet. Then once you see it, it's like, okay, this is it. This is what I've been hoping for. You got it?
What was it again?
I think it's 65 and around 15, 17. Yeah, that's it. One you got highlighted.
Oh, 12?
Yeah, you can start 12.
This is Isaiah 65 and 12. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow to the slaughter.
That's the 2/3. That's those that disobey the gospel. Those that were made to make it manifest who the Lord's dealing with, which is going to tell you in the next verse.
It says, because when I called you, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord thy power, behold, my servant shall eat.
My servant shall eat.
But ye shall be hungry.
But ye shall be hungry. There's that division again. All right, the Lord's going to make it manifest who he loves, who he's been dealing with, and who he's just casting aside. Keep going.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You shall be ashamed. All right, that shame, going back to Daniel's 12th chapter, it's not just going to be on this side. You're going to wake up in the kingdom ashamed that you actually forsook the Lord to follow a raging sodomite. But that's part of the Lord's story, man. And like we read earlier, it was preordained. So you Jakes having pride. Oh, I got 100 fringes, you know, which that's another thing that these off camps push is pride in yourself, boasting in yourself, boasting in how you keep the law, which no Israelite can keep the law perfectly in Babylon. Right. So even that's another false doctrine that makes it manifest who the Lord's dealing with. Because only a satanic, prideful, boastful reprobate would follow a group of men telling you that you can keep the law perfectly. Right. Boasting in the law. Like at some point, a man who's diligent is going to read the Bible. He's going to read Exodus. He's going to read Leviticus. He's going to read Deuteronomy. He's going to read the commandments and realize, wait a minute, I can't do all of this here. Right. First of all, I need my own land. I need to be sovereign. You can't keep the commandments of Israel if you're not in Israel, but that's a whole nother topic. But the point is, the Lord is using that pride to separate men from among us. We can't have people amongst us, you know, imagine we all fellowshipping, some niggas stand up and say, yeah, that's why I kept every commandment this week. What about you, brother? What about you? Like, what the fuck? I can't relax. I can't chill. Where your fringes, brother? Like, bro, I just got off work. What do you mean with my fringes? You should have worn them at work, brother. Right. Niggas like that, just go do your own thing, man. Right. The Lord didn't call us into the truth to destroy us. He called the elect, the hopeful elect, to save us, man. Yeah. That's the one Kapar always puts all the time. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah. Then it also tells you in Ezekiel, you know, that we always go to those men that's going to get that mark of exemption are going to be the men that's going to be sighing and crying about the abominations being done thereof. You know. So again, that's another clear separation, man. All right, that the men of the Lord will be here, hastening for the day to get the hell out of here. You know, not doing anything to root ourselves here in this world. You know. Found it.
I'm right by it. But while I look for that, get Bible Prashad. Get Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 7.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 7. It says, "For the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioned every vessel with much labor for our service. Yea, of the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise also all such as serve the contrary. But what is the use of either sort? The potter himself is the judge."
Right, the Most High is the potter. So he chose some men to preach the 100% truth, and he chose other men to preach 80% truth and twist the doctrine and be deceivers, man. It tells you in Job, matter of fact, you can get that too. The deceiver and the deceiver, Job 17 and, no, not 17, Salakia, 12 and 16.
Job 12 and 16.
But I got that Thessalonians. But bring out that Job first, because it shows you that the Lord is in control of the truth as well as the lies. He's in control of everything. So when you see something, you see somebody going way off, talking about the 7 books of Moses, talking about the Third Testament, all kind of madness. The Lord bugged that man out.
Oh, this is the book of damn, I lost it again.
Job 12 and 16.
12 and 16. This is Job 12 and 16. It says, "With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his."
Right, the deceived and the deceiver are his. The Most High uses false prophets. All right, even in the scriptures, you have, I believe it was Ahab. You have the Most High sent down lying prophets, lying spirits to have people go off. Why? Just so he could judge them and fulfill prophecy. Which prophecy is nothing more than what the Most High promised he was going to do from before the earth was even a thing, man. He had the layout. It's just like any movie. You have the script. You don't just show up to the set and just start winging it. No, you have a script. You have a cast. You have everything mapped out so that the movie plays out the same way that you imagine in your mind. The Lord imagined everything, and he's just watching it play out. Which really, we're just watching it play out. The Lord already, he knows who's the elect, who isn't. But it has to be made manifest unto us. But this is Thessalonians. This is 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 9. It says, "For the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua Mashiach." Right, we weren't called into the truth to be destroyed. He hasn't appointed us unto wrath. He's appointed the 2/3 unto wrath. He's appointed the heathen unto wrath. All right, we're gonna see mass death and destruction. It's gonna come close to us, but we're gonna escape it.
I got something for you right here, bro. This is Sirach 33 and 10. Get all the meat off the bone, man. This is again Sirach 33 and 10. It says, "And all men from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord had divided them, and made their ways diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hands to fashion," and that Wisdom of Solomon sparked this precept. "As the clay is in the potter's hands to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as like it him best. Good is set against evil, and life is against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly."
That's plain, man. Good is set against evil. The godly is set against the ungodly, and it's set by the potter, the Most High. All right, you can't get mad at a potter for using clay to make a vase to put flowers in, and then uses the same clay to make a toilet. You Edomites are toilet bowls, man. It just is what it is. I mean, I'm just happy I'm an Israelite. Imagine being an Edomite.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But you 2/3, man, you can't get it. You know, the elder out in South Carolina, for every day it's a bug out.
Right.
It's like, God damn, Jake just won't stop, man. Just going off and off and off. But you did that to do what? To make manifest who the men of the Lord. Because every time you upload a video saying some absurd nonsense, somebody from Great Millstone is going to clip the video, go into the scriptures, and show what the Bible actually says, and then other people watch that and go, "Oh, that makes sense." The elect is going to watch you get cut and reproved and come into the truth. That's one of the first things I saw when I started watching Great Millstone videos. Like, damn, this guy's saying this, but the Bible says this. This guy's saying this, but if you go into precept, if you go into blue letter, if you go in this, it actually says this. You niggas were created to make edifying lessons. All right, the Lord uses reprobates to edify his holy elect. That's why you're here, for the good of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's flock, his sheep.
Yeah. Just like the lesson of pretty much what we're going through right now. You know, we seeing how not to rule once we, you know, get into rulership.
Yeah.
We're seeing everything done completely wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know, things have to be done wrong in order for the right to come in play.
To be made manifest.
Right.
The Lord is using you Edomites to destroy the earth, to show his chosen people how to have an everlasting kingdom. Because without wickedness, you know, when you look at the beginning, all right, the sons of God, we were given the commandments, we were given paradise, Eden, but we didn't understand wickedness. You wouldn't know, like, just imagine you live in a perfect paradise. The Most High says, don't do this, don't eat bottom feeders. You wouldn't know, okay, if I take hundreds of pounds of this out of the ocean's gonna look like this.
Right.
I wish your brother could see how, you know, it looks kind of clean on camera, but it's super dirty, man.
Dirty, yeah. Hell
but you wouldn't know that unless you lived in a wicked society where people eat catfish, crawfish, crab, and bottom feeders. That's just one example. That's one commandment. Okay, now we know, okay, this is the importance of keeping the dietary law. This is the importance of keeping the land Sabbath. This is the importance of keeping the marriage laws. All right, look at marriage today, man. You got cucks, people renting their wives, women just whores, wondering why won't anybody take me serious? Why do men only want situationships? Why, you know?
All right.
Because we broke the covenant, we broke the commandments. So now it's just a free for all. The women are whores, and the men there's no incentive to marry.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that if you live in a righteous society. People who live in normal societies, they go on social media and see people complaining about dating. They're like, what the hell is this?
Right.
What is she talking about? You need a man who makes $1 million to take care of your 3 kids by 5 men. What the hell is this? People who live in normal societies don't understand, but we grew up in hell. We grew up in the so-called black community, so we understand the importance of every single commandment in the Bible now, man.
Yeah, you gotta come to face, Jake. Your wife is probably not here in America.
Oh, definitely not, man. Even that's off, man. Your wife. You mean your wives?
Yeah, your wives.
Your wives.
Yeah.
They're not in America, Jake.
It's not it.
All right.
Nothing is here for you, Jake.
This is not our rest.
All right.
But the Lord had to make this place super uncomfortable and wicked so that we could be on fire to get the hell out of here.
All right.
The Lord uses evil and wickedness to make righteousness manifest.
Yeah.
And there's countless examples of that, man. So when you come into the truth, obviously, the scriptures say, you know, with much wisdom is much grief.
Mm-hmm.
The more you learn, the more bitter you get, the more you just want to see these people go back to the Father. But prophecy has to play out, and it's done to prove us. We're being tried, and who the elect is going to be made manifest very soon. So, you know, keep your head up, Akin.
Yeah, only makes the story better. You know?
Yeah, that's all right. All right, so Lord willing, the point was made. All right, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.